Hi everybody, it's Alan here from Reilly Real Estate with Reilly's Real Talk for this Friday, the 7th of October. And got a few big things happening this weekend. We've got a great property open for inspection tomorrow in Glenvale, just hit the market at 29 Whitefield Street. A lovely 4-bedroom home, ideal family home. Does have room down the side of the house as well, so if you've got a caravan or boat you want to get down out of the way, there's certainly room for that. So yeah, a little bit of a shameless plug there for that property at 29 Whitefield Street. Come and check it out tomorrow. Two open homes there for you. But also other big things happening this weekend. We've got Ride the Range, which is a great local event run by the Rotary Club Toowoomba here. That's happening on Sunday, and also this Sunday is Bathurst Sunday. So for all of you rev heads out there, a big weekend coming up, and I know that my cousin will probably be up there with one of his many Holdens enjoying the race this weekend. So whatever you're up to this weekend, have a great weekend, and yeah, I hope you enjoy whatever it is you're up to. So now, with that out of the way, I wanted to give you a quick update on the market today, just a little bit about what's happening in terms of listing numbers and also a few examples of what the market's doing. We often hear things from a national point of view, and there's lots of talks of downturns and prices dropping. That's not what we're seeing in our local market. I also wanted to touch just briefly on the rental market as well and give you a bit of insight as to what's been happening there across the Toowoomba region. So firstly, on the sales side, from August to the end of September, so from the end of August to the end of September, there was actually a 10% increase in the number of properties for sale across the 4350 postcode. So that's good news for buyers because we have been in a low supply environment, so starting to see a few more properties come onto the market as we get further into spring. However, it's still at historic lows, so we haven't jumped up. The distribution of those properties in terms of how long they've been on the market, there's actually a 30% increase in the number of properties on the market for 60 days or more, which to see an increase in there probably indicates that things are starting to come back to a more balanced marketplace. The other part to that though is that more than 60% of the properties that are shown as on the market at the moment have been on the market for less than 60 days. So that does show that the vast majority of properties are able to sell in a timely manner across the region at the moment. And what we are seeing within our office and the properties that we're marketing is that good quality properties that are well presented are selling in a really good time frame and achieving very strong prices. And as I said, so still operating in a low supply market with good demand. In fact, in just the past week, had a number of buyers agents inquire on different properties we've got advertised at the moment, and from as far afield as Western Australia. So that shows that there are investors still looking to buy in our region, and it is still an attractive area for people to come to, which is great. And hopefully we'll see some more investors buying in the region soon to help on that rental side of things, which I'll touch on in a moment. An example of what's happening in the market for you and that low supply and high demand is some insight, if you like, some data that we're able to obtain from domain.com.au through the week that shined a light on 3-bedroom homes in Newtown. So if you look at 3-bedroom homes in Newtown at the moment, there's actually 35% more inquiry for 3-bedroom homes in Newtown now compared to what there was this time 12 months ago. And there's 28% less 3-bedroom homes for sale. So we've got less property on the market and an increase in demand for those properties in Newtown, which is keeping our market very tight at the moment on the sales side. So despite what you hear from a national point of view, where things are in a downturn supposedly, we're not seeing that locally as yet, although continued interest rate rises may start to affect that as we go forward. On the rental side of things, it's still extremely tight. I think the vacancy rate right now is less than half of 1%. It sits about 0.3, 0.4% across the city. So a really low vacancy rate. It's still very high demand. People wanting, especially coming into this time of year, we do start to see people getting transfers and starting to think about where they're going to be towards the end of this year and into next year. So it's not uncommon for us to see an increase in rental inquiry over the next few months in the lead up to the end of the year. So that low vacancy rate that we have, and it's really is a historic low, and the number of properties, the actual volume of properties available for rent is also at historic lows at the moment. So unfortunately, we've mentioned before, there's no short-term fix for this sort of thing, but what I would say is that if you are an investor, if you're considering buying even your first investment property, I would urge you to look at our marketplace, not just because we are selling in the marketplace, but also because of those that rental scenario right now. You've got, if you're putting a property up for rent, you've got low competition from other properties available, and you've got high demand from people wanting to be in the area. So if you can find a good quality property that's within your price range, there's a very good opportunity to get a really good rent from it at the moment. And also looking from an investment point of view down the track, you don't just invest for now, you invest for the future. And our region, there's a lot of infrastructure projects on the go. I mean, just Inland Rail and the new hospital, just to name two. Obviously talk today and speaking with a few people about potentially passenger rail down to Brisbane to coincide with the Olympics. That would be a big game changer for our region. If that happens, who knows? But there are already projects in the pipeline that are happening, and there is a really good positive outlook for our region going forward. So if you're looking to invest, I would urge you to invest with confidence in our region, secure your financial future, but also be part of that solution to that tight rental market at the moment, and help some good tenants find a good property to live in. So that's our update for this week. This is Reilly's Real Talk for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whatever you get up to this weekend, whether it's riding a bike down and then back up the range like some crazy people I know, or sitting back relaxing and watching the cars go around Bathurst, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.